Hey guys, it's Up here, the Baron's Finest, and we're back with a deck profile from Top 64 at Nats with my good friend Kasey. So, how'd you feel about Nats after going through it?
It was very, very tiring. 12 rounds of Swiss for top cut. So,
Yeah.
biggest Nats ever though.
Yeah, and Top 64.
Yeah,
So that's
not
pretty
too
good.
shabby. 54th after Swiss. Not too shabby.
So, what'd you end up deciding to play?
Extra deck Monarchs.
All right, what made you go with that over all the other options you could have had?
Actually, funny story. Night before, I was actually thinking about playing Domain again, and I got talked back into it by you. So, yeah. Anyway, it was a good choice. Domain probably would have had a little bit better of matchups, but considering I actually had 7 mirrors, this was the best choice.
Oh wow!
Yep, I didn't lose to any of them. I just tied the first one because it took the guy like 5 minutes to drop it in ether. It was a Stormforth, so he was trying to drag it out and tie with me.
So what were your matchups here with the?
You want to round by round? Or?
Preferably, that'd be
Okay,
good.
so
Tournament report.
yeah, tournament report. I don't know the names, so sorry. I do know I've played Denny Vu and Elvis Vu, or however you say your name. Sorry. And then, so anyway, round 1, Monarchs, or extra deck Monarchs. Round 2 was Domain Monarchs. I 2-0'd him. Round 3 was actually sided in still, but since we kept going in the time at like every round, everyone was slow playing at this event. It was really bad. But I didn't have time to use the restroom, so I just went and used the restroom, and then I saw the clock was already counting down, so I ran and got to my seat, and I didn't decide, and I drew a spell-shattering arrow because I used it against Domain, and well, I just took the loss right there, and then game 2 he just destroyed me at double utility, Regeki, everything. This is Cosmos, so that was my first loss. So I was 1-1, or I mean 1-1-1. That's how I ended up, and then I played Monarchs, BA, or PK Fire, sorry, and then that was my second loss, and then I literally won out from there. I played another BA, I played Extra Deck Monarchs, or excuse me, this really weird Felgrand Demise deck. He almost took me out of the tournament. It was really good. I think he misunderstood a few of the cards as well as I did, but hindsight being 20/20. But I still won the match, so it didn't really matter. And then, so after that was I had 2 more Monarchs, and then on the bubble I had to play, or no, there's a pendulum in between those Monarchs. Excuse me. So round 9 of day 2 was Monarchs, then pendulums, then Monarchs again, and then on the bubble was Infernoid BA, and I upset this guy so much just because previous to this deck I played Infernoids all the time, so I knew everything that he was about to do before he was going to do it, and I stopped him on every turn. I ended up 2-0ing him.
Oh wow!
So he was really disappointed. I know exactly how he got there because he definitely took some people by surprise. So
Tell him about how the dude who fucking like tried to say he was thinking in the middle of a chain.
oh yeah, the same guy. He really wanted to drag out the time. I don't know why he would want to have a second draw and go 2-2. I mean, there's a high chance we won't make it. But anyway, I do want to wrap this up a little bit. But he, in the middle of me resolving a chain, he said he was thinking, and I kind of was rude. But just because of time, I was like, there's nothing to think about. I'm going to resolve my chain because you can't interrupt the chain. So anyway,
He's right though.
yeah.
Like you are completely right.
Yeah.
Dude.
Anyway, so and then top 64 played a really cool guy. He was 11th after Swiss, so he was playing Magispector, Magician. I sorry if I don't remember the other twist to it. I don't think it was.
Oh, was it
Draco
the
Slayers.
one with
The guy who played every pendulum thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
that guy.
it was a really big mix.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Magician, Draco Pal, Performa Pal.
I had
Ariadne.
a deck check with him that round, and I just didn't shuffle my deck enough. I opened 3 Tenacities, a Prime, and a Return for my starting hand, and I got to go first.
Feels bad.
So it felt real bad. Game 2, opened the nuts, destroyed him. Game 3, he opened the nuts right back, and that's how my tournament ended.
Well, you still look good. Made
Yeah.
top
Yeah,
64.
like top 64 is
Yeah,
pretty fucking
so
good.
let's
so
go
let's
into
do something on the deck list.
So 3 Aether, standard, really important. I like 3 Kiras. It came up a lot. I actually learned a few new tricks on Friday nights, thanks to talking to a couple of people. There's a lot of new ways to make this miss timing, so in the mirror match, and I got real far in the tournament for that.
For those of you who don't remember missing the timing, you better
Yeah.
look that up.
Yeah,
That's
and
another
then
thing.
2 Erebus has become pretty standard. I mean, you can return it if you need it.
Yeah.
So those are my Monarchs, and then I went 2 and 2. Nothing really to say here.
Yeah.
It's
Like, that's
pretty.
super-
It's pretty basic in the
super
extra deck
standard.
version
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, and then double quick draw. So I really wanted 3, but I noticed that because I was only playing 18 monsters with the third one, I didn't have a whole lot of space to do like anything realistic. So my earlier builds of this didn't include stuff like Twin Twister or Foolish. And I really needed to make room for those cards because they were going to be really important, and they really did come up. So 2 was the right number. When this card came up, I won flat out. Tzolk'in Crystal Wing is so broken, I can't even explain it. Crystal Wing, probably I would cut something in the extra deck to have a second one. It was almost better than the second or the other Michael, just to have a second Crystal Wing. So there's that. Double Lazuli with the Dark Witch. There's actually one game I bricked with both of those in my hand and a Brilliant, and then I had a Pantheism and Prime. This is my hand. I thought I was going to lose for sure. I mean, I did have a draw engine, but I was in the mirror match in a game 3, and he goes turn 1 Erebus and hits a Lazuli back into my deck.
Oh my god.
So this actually became like the best hand ever. So yeah, that was really bad for him.
What a champ.
Yeah. So
Like, that takes skill.
yep.
To lose the
I
game for
only I only bricked with this card like 3 times out of the 12 rounds. Like not like 3 full matches, just 3 times. So it wasn't that bad.
So what made you go with the Brilliant Fusion engine, like quick draws over like the red layers or the speedroid version of the deck?
Or Solar Windjammer.
So, well, speaking of Solar Windjammer, actually, that's the guy, or the guy I tied with was playing that. He actually went into Infinity one game using that combo. I felt, if anything, I would have played Solar Windjammer because I feel like you're never going to tribute summon for it, and you can if you want to, but I felt like Red Layer and that card promoted bricking more than the just top deck Brilliant Fusion win the game. I mean, I've been saying this the whole weekend. I've been saying it before the weekend. Anytime you open Pantheism, Brilliant Fusion, you win the game.
Yeah.
You just do. It'll get you that far. You'll get 2 Pantheism draws at least, guaranteed in that draw. I mean that turn. And Brilliant Fusion return sets up the game. I mean, it's just so much better this way, in my opinion. So, obviously, Domain Monarchs won it all, but only because there was a lot of BA expected.
Yeah. Plus finals was BA versus or
Yep.
PK5 versus Domain. So
Shout outs to Tommy. He's freaking awesome. You were my pick, other than Jake Finney, to win it all. So, and shut up.
No, seriously.
Anyway, for the rest of it, 3 Pantheism, 3 Tenacity, 3 Return, 3 Stormforth, and then only 1 Domain. For a while, I had 3 in there, but I needed to make room. There was too many other cards that were necessary. Like I said, I didn't get to play like Foolish or Twin Twisters in my previous builds, so This is just searchable. A friend of mine told me that I could just play the one and I would be fine, and I trust him, and that's what I did. It worked out fine. I never missed any of the others. And then the 3 Brilliants, 2 Twin Twisters. This came up so much. I was hitting domain. I was hitting returns. Like I said, I played mainly mirrors. One of the BA that I beat was maining Anti-Spell Fragrance, and I had this, so I would have lost that game 1 for sure if he would have had the control on me. So yeah, Twin Twister was really strong. And then Foolish, you have to play this card. I don't know why I wasn't in the beginning. It just fixes every hand. I even had to do this play once. I had to send a Lazuli to get back my Dark Witch, making 2 of my Brilliants dead in my deck. But Dark Witch got me to Volcasaurus, which won me the game. So
I mean, if it wins you the game, then sometimes making bad plays is good.
What a champ.
So, it was the only way I could get to it.
Not a bad play if it wins you the game.
Yep. And then, so 3 Prime. Prime actually really contributes to making Cure-Osmosis timing. I'm not going to explain it all because it's kind of a... It's a low-key strategy. We'll see what happens to Monarchs on the ban list, and maybe I'll share it with you guys. But anyway, 3 of those, and Escalation. Escalation was perfect. Anytime I went second, I sided it out. Anytime I went first, it was pretty broken if I opened with it. So summoning Erebus on your opponent's turn is pretty good.
Yeah, just enter a whatever.
So that was 40 cards. It was 17... Does that make 21? 17, 19, and 4? Is that right? Yeah.
Those matter.
Yeah. Extra deck double. I actually had a guy not believe the fact that I had a second Lazuli and a second Seraph Knight. It was really weird. He called the judge to verify. The judge told him, you're supposed to trust your opponent, and actually gave him a warning. So, but, yeah. There was no suspicion.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you have to reveal the Seraphinite anyways? And then
he just didn't...
It's like he just called you out on it before you even
Trying
tried.
to win out the clock.
Okay,
Yeah.
then.
Stalling is an art.
That's what it was. So, anyway, and Tzolk'in, I only used this like once, so Michael wasn't all that great. And then I went into this every time with Tzolk'in. It was just broken. Then never summoned Pleiades. That was awkward. Never needed it. 38, I womboed with it 3 times throughout the tournament, all against the mirror. Volk, several times came out. M7, I did the combo a couple times. Tyrus, never needed it to get out of Rivalry. I didn't face any Rivalry shenanigans. Thank God. Durandal, it's Durandal. Shark Fortress, I did get 2 OTKs with us, so that was awesome. Beatrice, never summoned it. I don't like the card. I feel like the M7 play is usually the one I'm going to make. It's just a lot safer. But the 28 butt, I mean, it's a good effect. I mean, you can send Pantheism, send Prime, whatever you want.
Send your deck.
Yeah, send your deck. And then the Gaia Charger, which should have been with the Volk. And then the MVP. I summon this at least once a match if the deck had cards to set for back row. So there is actually against the Demise Felgrand deck. He had a Drowning and a Chaos Trap Hole down, and I made this with 2 primes and blew him out that turn. It was awesome.
I mean, that sounds like a win button to me.
Yep, so I am not ever going to not play that card in this deck. Then the side deck. MVP, entire weekend. I will definitely agree with the guy that won this card. I wish I played a third. I don't know why I didn't. Probably because I'm stupid and wanted to play 2 of those. The theory behind this was to get around the Sky Iris thing and blow out the Pendulum matchup. It was also a decent side out for Twin Twister, side in for Twin Twister against the Domain matchup, because I can hit return and Domain and everything and then take life points. But I only faced 2 domains, saw this once against them. at the top 64 cut, I actually had to set against the Pendulum guy. I thought I was going to win, but he had Pendulum Call. So it actually just blew me out right there, and then this wasn't going to do enough on its own. So, but Typhoon took care against the other Pendulum guy in Swiss. It took care of his spell, Secret Village spellcasters. So
yeah, because Typhoon does get around.
That's why that's really good. Also, I'll share this. You side this for the mirror. Period. Absolutely. You can hit their domain. You can hit their you do what my friend JJ wanted to do. You hit their freaking Brilliant Fusion when they do the return play.
It's insane.
It just literally, it's too good. 3 of this card, meta defining that card.
It's the card of the event.
Yep. 3 MSTs. So I didn't want to side a third Twin Twister because discarding is already rough on me. I feel, and so that's why I cut down on quick draw as well. MST was nice. I sided it in against most things. Not really the mirror match, unfortunately. I just felt like Spell Shattering was better, or Typhoon, just depending on who goes first and stuff. So then basic cards. So 3 Veiler. Hindsight, probably just play 2. I don't know what I'd make this card. Maybe the 3rd Typhoon. There was actually a few cards I didn't actually use. So I didn't like my side deck very much, but I still made it far.
Yeah.
And 3 Maxis.
How good was this card that weekend?
So I only used it against PK Fire, and it wasn't even that great. I actually did side it against the Infernoid guy, just because I would know when he's set up. So I felt like I could use it. I don't suggest anyone that's not familiar with the matchup to play this card against Infernoids, but because he was playing the BAs, it also came up too. So I nailed him real bad with this card because he had Tour Guide, and it was his turn. He had to make a play, and so I just ended up drawing more ethers and stuff, and I just won the next turn.
I mean, that sounds pretty good if you draw your hand drops off Maxi.
Yep. So
That's a good point.
this card is nuts. So the one time I got to bring it in, destroyed that matchup. I saw it game 2 against the Felgrand deck, and I ethered it out on his turn. It was just over.
Yeah, I mean,
It's too good against the Demise decks.
Great fight.
It's probably the reason why Demise won't get hit on the ban list. Actually, there was only like one or
like Demise really didn't do a lot in top.
Yeah.
Demise
Demise
Cosmo topped more than Demise.
than Klee or anything. But and then this card it's a piece of crap. I wouldn't play it again. It was terrible against Cosmo. I mean, I personally didn't play it against the Cosmo guy, obviously, because I got 2-0'd, one because of not siding and stuff. But yeah, it just wasn't even good enough against BA, which is what it was for.
So what would you end up changing in the sideboard if you were to go back again with like?
So definitely the 3rd one of these Typhoons, and then there's a couple cards I was messing with. I almost like the graveyard, the Forbidden Graveyard card over this. I mean, I don't ever really want to take out Kuros if I don't have to. So I mean, I don't really know as of right now. It would just have to, I guess maybe Solemn Scolding. I mean, that worked out for Christian or whatever, Christensen, whatever his name is.
Eric.
The guy that won, Eric Christensen.
Didn't he also play Megathistalos? And
Yeah, he played Megathistalos, and that, I mean, it worked out for him.
how would you feel about Megathistalos, just as I guess theory talk?
Definitely not for extra deck. You have your main targets. For domain, it's whatever. I mean, I definitely wouldn't play Majesty's Fiend. That card was just so easily gotten around this weekend. So
I guess in hindsight, any other changes you would have made to the main or the extra outside the Crystal Wing, or
I probably to the extra. No, just the Crystal Wing maybe.
so sorry about that quick little interruption, but yeah, so the Crystal Wing and the extra, and what else for the main? If anything?
For the side, I was saying maybe Raigeki or like with maybe one Dark Hole or something, just to clear some boards. Main deck, I liked every card. I didn't have any complaints.
So no changes to the main?
Nope, none at all.
Alright, so any final comments, I guess, or shout-outs or whatever?
Shout outs to you, Evan. Most of these expensive cards that you see, guys, are his. So come check out his channel. He's awesome.
That'd be greatly appreciated.
Yep.
We'd love the support. We'd welcome you all.
Yep. So he's Iblis from the Baron's Finest, which is the channel Baron's Finest.
And hopefully, if this goes up on any other channels, there will
Yep.
be a link in the description.
Yep. So we'll see what happens there. Shout out to my friend JJ. He helped me out with some of my side deck options. He told me to play Typhoon. He was spot on. My friend Matt Schrum that bubbled out. He should have been up there with me, at least getting the mat. And then shout outs to Zach
What?
because he didn't want to go.
No, I did not want to go.
And,
I made the right decision.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of missed out on the sexy
Oh
map, though.
wait!
Ugly mat, ugly
I-
sleeves. Why would I go?
I have two really important people: Carl Blake and Jared, which he'll know who he is. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try remembering your last name. But maybe Jared Stone, actually, was his last name.
That's a cool name.
The guy that won UK Nationals. I actually got a hold of both of them, and they helped me out for previous builds. So, thank you guys.
Alright, well, thank you for the profile.